they're not learning, we need to look at what we're doing. Please pay attention to your class averages when you do tests. Like I said before, if it's not a passing class average, then there's something going on in the instruction. But hopefully, if we're using our all-in learning and we're doing our formative assessments, as I've said before, we've covered, we know if they're ready for an exam or not, and hopefully by us going back and addressing the needs of the students, then when we come to a summative assessment, hopefully those scores will increase. Don't get frustrated. Remember, all-in learning is information for you. Don't get frustrated when they hit the clicker and it's hitting around, and in your mind you thinking, I spent all this time and energy and they still not. It's information. And all it's telling you is you just utilize that information and go back and reteach or whatever on that information. That's all it is. It's just information. It's not an indictment on you. If I'm standing there and you click in and they're not, those scores are not jumping off the page, then it's just information. So you just look at that information, pay attention to what it is that you need to maybe go back over, and that's all it is. All right? And then I guarantee you, like this sample earlier in science, they saw it, redid it, reassessed it, those scores went up. We just want the kids to get it. That's our
Dr.
objective.
Gray, I wanted to say too, when your class averages are low, like when we say, or when he says it's something we're doing, not saying we're not teaching, not saying you're not teaching, it's just saying the way it's being delivered to that particular group, we got to do something different because we're not reaching that group. I worked with a teacher the other day, her scores were good, she had one class, they were bombing. And she finally was like, I don't even know what I can do anymore to get these kids to get it. And I sat there with her the whole class period. She was teaching her heart out, but just the way, and I had to think about it too. Like I had to go home and really think about it because I was like, man, I don't see why they're not getting it. I really don't understand why they don't get it either. So then we worked together and we just figured out that group after looking, the whole class had really low exiles. And then we finally figured out maybe it's a reading. Maybe they're not able to read this stuff. So we just had to do a lot of explaining and background, and then it's just the background seemed to make the scores go up better. So, we're not saying you're not doing it. We're just saying it's just the way that class is comprehending it. We have to do something different. So work with your other teachers and see what they're doing if some of theirs are getting it, because they may have different strategies too. You guys do your collaborative planning and stuff.
That's a good lead into the ROTON and the language of the standard, and then our tests and our assessments, making sure that they those BOK levels 2 and 3 and things like that, because I was in a class the other day and the teacher said nullify, mentioned nullify, and the kids didn't even know what nullify means. And then he said, well, y'all remember when none and void, and then the little girl was like, yeah, wiped out, oh yeah. Now I'm just sitting there thinking that if that kid was looking at a problem on a milestone and the word nullify came across, they're through. Because it was 25 kids in the class, and he asked, what does nullify mean, and none of them knew it. I go to example last year, petroleum. The little girl thought it was Vaseline. That's why the ROTON standards and making sure they know that vocabulary is critical. I was in a math class, Ms. Walsh did an excellent job in making sure they knew what, I don't know what she was working on, but I just remember her grabbing the kid and following him around the room as an example of step by step, and if they separated, that means something, and if they cross segments,
we're talking about lines, different types of
lines and segments or something, yeah, something. But, that, please don't underestimate that vocabulary and those language understandings, because that's what they're going to read. They're going to read illustrate and what's some of the other words?
Like the DOK words from your milestone blueprint, the illustrate, analyze, determine, explain, compare, contrast, predict, evaluate.
Yeah, and that's what they got to read. Because we rather them ask us, I don't understand what this word means while we're in our setting, than sit in the milestone and say it to themselves in their brains and then.
That's the kind of
then
stuff
guessing.
our tests, we discussed, do you want to talk to them about the tests? Like turning the test in before you give it, so I can look at it, because some of us, we're still on the who, what, when, where, why. We gotta get rid of those and line them up with the DOK. I know math, you guys are changing a lot of yours, science, you've been working on yours. We just if you'll get them to me and let me go over them, and if there's stuff we need to change, I'll get them back to you. But I just need to see them before we give them, because giving them to me the day after is, I can't fix it, and then we've already given it. And
Yeah, we've
we
already
can't.
given the test, so then it becomes it's an autopsy is what it is. It's too late, it's dead, it's gone. All right, any questions on anything? So let's just keep grinding. We see the data, it is what it is. It's the demographic of the kid that we have, we just gotta keep plugging. If I don't see you again, happy Thanksgiving. Y'all have a great day.